The question is, how do our guides work with us if we are unaware of them, or when aware, we don't see, hear, or understand anything that might come from them?
Well, first of all, they may think that they are unaware of them, but they are not. They are always talking with thee and nudging thee and doing different synchronicities to make thee aware that they are working with thee. People call them other names when they don't believe that there are guides, like they had a sense of something, or they just knew, or they had a feeling, or all these different words are basically saying that they've either had a psychic input or a guide input. Now, for those of thee that choose to believe that they can't hear them, we would like to suggest that partially the belief that they can't is stifling thee. It's creating a barrier, and they are making things harder than it needs to be. Like anything else in the energy realms, it's easy. It is easy. It is they that make it hard. Again, fear, doubt, whatever, that creates the blockages. If they just accepted that it was easy and just let it be, then they would hear it. So how often have they been about to, let us say, leave thy home to go somewhere, and they hear, no, 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 do this first. And it may be unconscious, but they are impelled to do something else first. And then on thy drive, there was an accident just moments before thee. Perhaps it would have been thy accident. Or they are about to leave and they think, no, I have this yet to do, out of the blue. And the phone rings and it's an important message. So all of thy life, they have had this input from thy guides. They just didn't recognize it. Once they recognize that they are having constant input, then it becomes so much easier to accept it and go back into trust and ease instead of doubt and fear and making things hard. Dost thou understand?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Anyone
else?
Yes.
Joseph?
Yes, Mayama. Are we born with a set number of guides, and are they chosen by the soul? And can we call in others when we learn of others to join this?
Yes, you are born with a set number, but they are not set in concrete. There are a group of entities that the soul has made a compact with, that they will be guides for you, whether they're guides in the non-physical or the physical, because some of thy guides will be physical and in a lifetime with thee. So these are chosen, but as they evolve, then they can choose others, or situations can occur. And we will use, for example, when the vehicle started writing, aside from our channeled writing, but her own writing. When she started doing this, she asked for guides that were writers or knew how to write or who'd bring her ideas. And so she was, in essence, asking for guides that may not have been part of her cadre, and they came. So yes, they can ask for others to come guide thee, and they will.
Is
if
it
they're there.
Right. Is it ever normal for them to refuse?
We are sure that there has been refusal in the past in some situations, but is it normal? No.
Okay, thank you.
Usually if that happens, it's because that being is about to reincarnate, or that being has something immense they're already working on that they cannot break away from.
Right. Thank you.
Mayama, this is Karen.
Mayama.
Can pets or animals be our guides in this?
Oh yes. In history, This has been written over and over about cats in Egyptian mythology, in Wiccan and pagan mythology. Cats have been seen as familiars, which is a connection to the spirit world and the current world person. So yes, it doesn't have to be cats. It can be any animal.
Mayama.
There are such things as called psychopomps. And these, according to the definition in our world, are the bearers of the soul or the ego to heaven. But the return of that is hummingbirds and other creatures come as messengers. Would they also be guides or loved ones?
Any messenger is a guide or a loved one. Yes. This happens frequently right after the death of a loved one, where that all of a sudden they will have butterflies or hummingbirds or small birds, or in some occasions, if this doesn't scare thee, mice or things that seem to just show up a few times in an odd way, as though they are acknowledging you. And this is thy loved one saying, I am good. I am safe. Don't worry about me.